Angie. So this is the first image that we've seen of this series, though we had the image of you as well. So we have one other image that is taken in a um, different vein, but still with this idea of painting yourself and showing that in the image, and that being an expression of your personality. So your goal here is to have 5 people of different cultures and backgrounds. I would be flexible with that. I think right now we're in a pandemic and it might be difficult for you to find 5 people that are all feeling very different. So if you have, some variety in there, but not every single person is different, I think that's totally acceptable. I don't think you have to push that to the extreme there. And you're really close on the subjects. So unlike your image that we saw, where we saw, I think, the top of your shoulders and we saw your hair, here you're simplifying the image and we're just seeing the person's face. And then you're painting their face in reflection of their personality and their interests. So it's not even so much their interpretation of themselves, but it's how you view them after you've kind of interviewed them, and you probably know most of these people. So your reflection of them in painting. So I think this is really beautiful to show someone's personality by showing their face close up and by painting on their face and having that be an extension of their personality, or interpretation, I think is a better word, of their personality. So for this image, like I said, I appreciate that you're really close, that you've taken out everything that would be distracting. So we don't see their hair. We don't see the black shirt that you said everyone was wearing. It's really just about their face. And then you have this lit from the side, it looks like. So we have one side that's brighter than the other. Now, what I would think would be most effective for this sort of image would be more of a ring light. So I don't know if you have a ring light. If you do, I would definitely experiment with that, because I think what you're looking for here is more uniform lighting across the face, so that we're not focused on where the brighter areas are, where the shadows are. We have bright areas. It looks like you're using 2 lights, right, on both sides. But rather that we're focused on what the painting looks like. It's not about creating dimension with the light, but allowing us to see what's already been created. So if you don't have a ring light, you can find all sorts of funny DIY examples online where people use like a wreath that's covered in aluminum foil and then use rope lights. Or I saw another one that had like a Nerf frisbee and they used LED rope lights. And I would still have foil there. I don't think that one had foil in it. So there are options of you doing it yourself, but you can also kind of recreate that feeling by just bringing the light closer to the camera here. So generally we want that dimension that you're getting from having the light on either side of the subject, but here, moving the light back, sorry about that, moving the light back and being closer to the camera, I think would better suit your goal. All right, and then you're using a really long lens here, 216 millimeters, which is completely fine to do. It allows you to not have to be so in the face of the subject and probably makes things a lot more comfortable for you. But when you have that longer lens, that's going to compress the area that's in focus, right? Your depth of field becomes smaller with longer lenses. If that's something you have a question about, let me know, because I think there's an easy visual, maybe I can remember to get that for you, to explain that. But as you shoot with wider angle lenses, you're going to have more depth of field, and as you shoot with longer lenses, you're going to have less depth of field. So here you have the lips in perfect focus and the nose in perfect focus, but the eyes start to fall out of focus. And what I'd like to see is, even if the eyes are closed, that we still have focus on the eyes. So stopping down and giving yourself more depth of field is going to be one option. Focusing a third of the way into the area that you want in focus will allow the most depth of field. So maybe you don't focus on the tip of her nose, but you focus like right on here, or his nose, I'm not sure, um, right in here, and that allows the eyes to be in focus and the lips to be in focus and the tip of the nose to be in focus. So those are 2 tips for you. Otherwise, using a little bit less of a of length on the lens would be useful, because we want to make sure the whole face is in focus. I think that's really key. So just to recap, the things that are working really well are your crop here, getting really close. The idea that you're working with, I think your concept is great. The time that you're putting into this is great. The 2 things I think you can improve on are the lighting and where your point of focus is. So let me know if you have any questions on this. I'm happy to further discuss.